rather long overdue entry in the Downfall of Video Game Journalism series pertains to no specific website or gaming publication. It hopefully calls attention, rather, to a persistent and frankly deceptive journalistic narrative that with each passing day it becomes more and more clear is patently and designedly false. Napoleon Bonaparte once jibed that history is a lie agreed upon, but sites like IGN, Destructoid, and Kotaku have illustrated with aplomb that they've determined this rule of thumb should extend to the present and future as well. So, look, I've already expressed my bewilderment at the blithering herd scrambling the fuck out the door to throw their hard and semi-hard-earned cash at next-gen plastic bricks before they have a single fucking decent game in their library, but the fact is that next-gen consoles are selling, and at least initially, they were selling very well, but as time drags on and the great big sweaty porno cameraman that is Father Time pulls back for the establishing shot, I think we all gain a unique perspective on the video game media's brambly, sopping wet man-ass. And if you're anything like me, you're already noting some rather staggering inconsistencies between even the shamelessly padded and overstated sales figures proffered by Sony and Microsoft, and the positively shameless cheerleading on offer from mainstream video game media outlets. Look, it's a tune sung in many tongues and written for a variety of instruments, but the basic melody is this. The PS4 and Xbox One are experiencing the biggest, most successful console launch in history! And we do know, at least, that these consoles with day one sales of over 1 million units each had the best single-day sales at launch. But there's an asterisk, Rageaholics. A bright, flashing fuel light on the dashboard of common fucking sense. Is this the biggest launch in gaming history? Is it? Objectively. I mean, we may not have been able to opine back in December, but these consoles launched in November, and at least as I record this rant, it's early fucking February. I apologize if this comes out a little later. The PlayStation 4, it appears, leads the Xbox One in sales, with the latest figure accurate at least up until a week or so ago, putting worldwide sales of the PS4 at a total of 4.1 million units. 4.1 million units in 3 months. Okay, so if the PS4 is claiming to be the best-selling launch console of all time, then its main competition would appear to be the PS2, but that's actually a bit of a false equivalency. The PS2 was still sold brand new until just a couple months ago, having launched in the year fucking 2000. The more fair comparison, I think, is with the Nintendo Wii, which, even being over 6 years older than the PS2, only trails it in worldwide sales by about 50 million units, which, for a console that sold over twice that, is motherfucking chump change. So 4.1 million in 3 months. Sounds positively dominant, doesn't it? The problem, of course, is that it's about 1 million fewer than the Nintendo Wii sold, wait for it, in 1 fucking month. Hell, and those are just worldwide sales. What about just the US? How much did the Wii U sell, the Wii, rather, not the Wii U. How much did the Wii sell in a single month? In the US. 3.8 million. In a month! About the same as what the PS4 has sold in 3. Fastest selling console ever? Greatest launch in history? Maybe if you stop counting after the first fucking day it is, but to have sold 4.1 million units and to have literally a quarter of that be sold on the first day and over half inside of the first fucking month, there's a name for that, Rageaholics. It's called a steep fall-off in goddamn sales. Look, no one expects Sony to sell 1 million units per day. That's not what I'm saying, but at Nintendo's peak, they were manufacturing 1.7 million Nintendo Wiis per month and still not coming within 100 fucking miles of meeting consumer demand. If Nintendo hadn't been caught with their pants down production-wise during the critical 2007 and 2008 holiday seasons, those numbers could very well be double or even triple what they actually are now. Look, and don't misinterpret what I'm saying here. This isn't about numerical cock-flexing. I don't give a fuck if the PS4 and Xbox One sell like candy-coated crack. They are selling well. A tepid success is still a success, and I'm happy to see these launches doing all right, but most times when I flip this camera on and record an entry in the Downfall of Video Game Journalism series, the facts and figures are retroactive. They're ancient history. The events sometimes as much as 2 to 3 years old, but this This is happening now. Log on to IGN in another couple hours and they will have penned yet another bullshit entry in their fabricated horseshit narrative about the uncontested sales dominance of the Xbox One and PS4. And it'll be just as big a bold-faced fucking lie when you read it in 4 years' time as it is right the fuck now. The numbers are just a means to an end, folks, and that end is to illustrate unequivocally that the video game media is full of new and exciting shades and consistencies of outright bullshit. GameSpot, IGN, and Destructoid are happy to give us the figures, but where in nebulous fuck is the goddamn context? Oh, and by the way, that 5 million Wii's sold in a single month? Yeah. Did I mention it happened in December of 2009? Meaning not only are the PS4 and Xbox One not the fastest selling consoles of all time, they aren't even the fastest selling consoles of the last 5 years. As for why they lie, I can only speculate. The most obvious answer, of course, would be that if you believe these consoles are flying off store shelves and simply must be owned, it's entirely likely you'll purchase them, and if you do so, it's entirely likely you'll be returning to their website ad infinitum to get the latest updates on your polished, useless rectangle of choice. And I'm very sad to report that many people have already bought into this unique variety of wholesale synthetic hype. The reason why IGN, Destructoid, Kotaku, GameSpot, and all the rest misrepresent the 8th gen launch as the most monolithic belugal sea beast this side of the stern of the motherfucking Pequod is a silent one. It crouches in the corner, mute until the precise moment you inadvertently brush your cursor across it. It's an advertisement, folks, and the better gaming is doing, the more of those you see. The more of those bastards you see, the more money goes in IGN's pocket. It's the commissary circle of fucking life, Simba, and the propaganda foundry that is modern gaming journalism is the Serengeti Plain. Will the gaming media dream of lying to you? No, because they're far too busy already fucking lying to you. And after swallowing the lie they've all agreed upon, many of you people have already spent $400 to $500 you'll never get back on consoles that won't even begin seeing decent software until the holiday season of 2014, if not later. For those of you who have already fallen victim to the gale force winds of hurricane hype, my sincere apologies for not breaking the bad news sooner, but for those of you who have managed to hold off, consider this your official fucking warning. It's not that you shouldn't buy these consoles, it's that you shouldn't buy them for the reasons IGN want you to, alright? In a time when next-gen machines can easily set you back $50,000 or more, might I humbly advance the idea that we should realign our thinking as consumers? Simply put, don't buy consoles, Rageaholics, buy games. Then get the consoles to play them on after the fact. In video game industry, put your fucking pom-poms down. I'm Razor Fist. God fucking speed.